And we are live. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on, everybody? It's me again. Sorry for you guys, I guess. Not really. I grow on people. You guys will get used to me. I got 2 tons here. Get yourself together. You gotta be a little stronger than that. You got a little loose neck, Jimmy. 2 tons from the Culture Skull.
Whole 2
You
tons.
gotta
Animated.
I mean,
You gotta have energy for that.
a little more energy. 2 tons from the Culture Skull.
What am I supposed to do? Just
all right,
jump up and down the door?
We are here today because I recently purchased the PlayStation Classic, and I knew it was one person that I could share this beautiful creation with. Whenever it first came out, what was it? It marked at? Did it say?
Retail.
Retail?
No, what are you
Yeah.
watching? The retail cost was $100.
Okay.
$99.99.
Yep, and then I believe it went down to 50.
Well, it went down to 70, then 60, then 50, and then went down to 30. And some places were even selling it for 20 just because they had so many of them that were trying to get rid of
Walmart, and that's how I got mine, which is this right here. I ended up being able to get it for $20, and they did a price match for it, like I told you earlier. And I thought that was a steal. It comes with 20 games. Oh yeah, I wouldn't even. You know,
I was waiting for you.
Well, I did old school math though. You know,
Right.
instead of counting all of them, I just went right there, 20.
I just pointed.
But that, yeah. I'm a dumb, so it's okay. There's 20 games on it. We did discover these did not age very well.
No.
Not all of them. Some of them still play like really good. Rayman still played really good. What else? Final Fantasy VII was still in good shape. A few that didn't were Twisted Metal. That was just
rough.
a long explanation of like, this is where I came from.
But again, that was cutting edge back in the 90s.
Well, I came before that, so the Nintendo Entertainment System and stuff. But as far as like where games were going, this is the inception of that. And some of them did not age well. Crash Bandicoot still plays good. Tekken plays good. So yeah, but this is the actual box. It comes with a mini console that's, what would you say, probably about big as your hand.
Probably as big as like one of these. Actually, a little bit bigger than this.
CD case.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have the video up right now. It has 2 controllers. It has USB. Micro USB and HDMI. Thank you. Sorry. It has everything they don't have the regular AV cord that we would use back in the day.
Cheat on the side of the box. If
I
remember.
See, good thinking though. Way to be smooth. So it has all those things, and I thought it was really dope, to be honest, because the regular PS1 was just like, it was big. It was big it wasn't okay, not compared to now, but then like it was bigger than
big as
it was just heavy, and it was compared to this one.
Oh yeah.
So that's
the PlayStation 1 was like a textbook weight, and this is like an empty box weight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like holding a small dictionary or something like that. So, I mean, whenever I got it, I originally started to play it, and it was a few games, and I was just like, see, this is exactly why it didn't sell very well. the games that they decided to put on this was kind of just like 5, 6 out of what's on there. You know,
just a couple of them are actually decent games.
Yeah, for the for the time, like
they should have put Medieval on there.
They have so many options. You could have put the first Spyro, the first Crash, the first.
I mean, the first Crash is on there, but like they could have done.
No, is it
the Crash Bandicoot?
No. That's we'll get into that, but that's not a game that's on there. On here, I had put that on there, which is what we can get into. Actually, is what I decided to do was go and I'll put up the menu for you guys. The when you boot it up, the starting menu after you like get all the essential settings out of the way, like English and all that kind of good stuff.
Setup.
Yeah, when you first turn on, but the main menu that you'll have when you turn it on kind of rotates through a game library, and the original games on there are Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy 7, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, R4 Ridge Racer, Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. Those are all the original games. And on the menu that you guys see, you'll see other games, and that's because I found a like an emulator or app or something like that, to where you can put ROMs or anything you own, and so I have like Tony Hawk on there, and I have Tony Hawk here, so stuff like that, or anything like you create. So it's a real cool thing that because it opens up the game more. So it's not just like that.
Right.
Because some of those games I will go back through, and I will go back through and play and beat for sure. But it's kind of like I'm still gonna get physical copies, but I like the fact that you can just kind of
turn it on and go.
Yeah, and just get it right now.
Right.
So
now, like when you go buy a game now, you gotta go get it, bring it home, wait for it to download, and then you gotta wait for it to update, and then maybe you can play if it updated right.
Yes.
Then there's times where you gotta delete it and restart the whole process over.
Yeah.
Kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2 that had just a disc for to download it. Like it's 2 discs and one's just to download it. I went to go rent it at Redbox, and you gotta rent both of them. I'm like, nope.
Do they charge you? For 2 discs?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I was like, nah, I'm good.
What's that, like $6 for a day?
Yeah.
A night? You gotta get that at like midnight.
And then you can there's some games where you can go and rent it for 3 nights for $7.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, screw that.
For sure. Forget that, man.
Right.
I ain't hearing that.
And I didn't know anybody that could just borrow the download disc from and download the game and then go get the game, but whatever.
So, I guess, do you think it's a system worth getting for yourself?
If I jailbroke it, yeah. And just had the games that, like, PlayStation 1 was more sentimental for me because my grandfather played it. And a lot of the games I played was the ones he played. So,
gotcha.
I would get those games.
What are the ones he played?
The original Rayman, both Crash Bandicoots, Bust a Move, and a couple other games. I can't remember the other ones, but those are like the main 3 that he played all the time. Every time he walked in his house, he'll be in his chair. You know them big cups that you used to get at BP? he'll have that full of ice water sitting on his table, just sitting there playing this game with a uber long 20-foot cord controllers that they came out with.
Got it all figured out.
That was Grandpa, dude. He didn't
Amen.
care. And if you walked in front of the TV, he would take the remote. And
I really feel like PlayStation was just like a revolutionary system.
It was.
I loved all the Mega Mans and the Tony Hawks and all the side scrollers.
Tony Hawk's a game Tommy can actually play.
Okay.
So you know that's a good game if Tommy can play.
That's his father.
Yeah. I'm gonna be nice.
So I guess we can go through and pick out kind of a few of our. We got what here? 2, 4, 6 games, 3 apiece, and honorable mention apiece. So first one for you.
It's the original Crash Bandicoot. We spent hours playing that, just trying to get past the first 7 levels. I mean, but we had that for a little bit, and then I think Mom accidentally broke it when she was getting out of the case.
Oh no!
So that was right around the time Crash Bandicoot 2 came out.
Party foul, man! Party foul! Party foul! Party foul!
But that was around the time Crash Bandicoot 2 came out. And our parents used to complain, I ain't gonna go buy that damn game for $20 and you play it for 5 minutes. I'd rather be paying $20 for a brand new game. Anyways, she went and bought the second one just because she couldn't find the first one anyway. That was before McVan's and all them places.
So what did you like about what do you like about the game? Or
I like because it's so simple. It's not complex. Justin can pick up a controller right now and play Crash.
Right on.
So that's what I like, because they can survive through the generations. Don't get me wrong, there's people that love Final Fantasy, but there's some people that look at Final Fantasy and what the hell is going on?
Yeah, he says some people. He's talking about himself.
Yeah.
So do you think Crash is something that survived through the times?
I mean, yeah, because if you look at all the different remakes and reboots they've tried to do, and then they came out with the Insane Trilogy where you got all 3 of the original good ones, and then they just came out the racing one, but I guess people are having problems with that one. But yeah, it's that Spyro, Mario are the main ones that have survived, and they can go through different games and
and they've even remastered
most of
what you just said. So or all actually.
But I loved it.
Right on. So mine is Final Fantasy VII. To me, it's a game like what you said. My older brother played it, and I kind of watch him play half the games that I've ever played, and I go back through and play them. Not because of him.
Because you like them,
but because I like them, And Final Fantasy VII is one of those games where, I saw him play it whenever I was maybe 11, and then I was like, oh, okay, I don't even care, because I'm still, even to this day, just not, the graphics don't faze me, That's why when games like Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I was kind of I didn't.
The problem with now is they worry more about what the graphics look like than the story they're trying to tell during the game.
I mean, it's not necessarily even the story. It's just the raw gameplay, just period, just how it performs, how smooth or not smooth it is, or just whatever. And Final Fantasy, just because the graphics didn't look good, the story was A1. So that made up for the graphics not being up there, and it was a different time, so I can't even
define.
Yeah, it's just whenever I saw it, I was just like, oh, so this is that type of game. I'm cool with that. That's fine. So I just love the RPG. I love the story. I just love I love Final Fantasy games around that time and later because they made it so like it's very intricate and you had to take time to sit there and think. Because I normally like to go through games and skip the story and do everything and just haul butt from start to finish.
Like we both did with Spider-Man.
Yeah. So well, no, I watched the story for Spider-Man, but normally it's just like just slaughter it. So, but I appreciate Final Fantasy games. What's your next one?
The Spyro 2. I just again because Grandpa. I mean, he played more of the Spyro one, but as I got older, Spyro came and went. But Spyro, it's just my mom loved it because she thought Spyro was the cutest damn thing ever. Just like blowing the fire out of his nose and the little fly that flies behind him. But it's just, most of the games I have is just nostalgic purposes because of mom and grandpa from the PlayStation.
Do you like them though?
Yeah, I like them.
Like how they played and
like I like Spyro more because it was more complex, where you had to figure out where the hell you had to go. Like you can't just go to the next spot and then play that level and then go to the next spot.
Yeah, it's more open world. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I just think Spyro is a different game. It's not like most open world adventure games like that, especially during that time because around then this was competing with Crash and other stuff. But even this was more open world than Crash was because Crash Bandicoot was really good graphics and gameplay and just the overall game, but it was mostly like you going straight or it was like a side scrolling type deal for like bonus levels. So I'm not complaining about Crash, but it was still Spyro was just a different, cooler thing. So I appreciate Spyro.
Plus the characters were more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like you knew more about the characters by the time you started to play with them, like play against them. Than like Crash, you heard about Cortex, but that was it.
Yeah. I think, in the later games, I think they elaborate.
Like Cortex, yeah, he got more and more elaborate as the game
was like the other dudes, Tiny and yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Spyro. I like Spyro. My second one is, I'm sorry for that. My second one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I think the first one is my favorite because it has really good soundtrack. I like the first stage that they put you on for the single player career mode thing. But the second one to me is whenever they figured it all out and the graphics were better and the gameplay were better and the levels got better and the challenges. So you had like the horse and just all that stuff. The 2-player mode, you had the cheat mode, getting different boards, boosting their stats.
Right.
So I love Tony Hawk mostly because that's just one of those games like we just put a lot of hours in on, and it was just like,
and it didn't even seem like you were putting hours.
And it was just in that time, it was just such a different game, Like I appreciate cool borders and stuff like that, but like no, like kiss my butt on that. Like I love cool borders because that's actually one of my favorite snowboarding series ever and skiing series. But the Tony Hawk series blows any kind of action game like with wheels.
Right.
Or
all of his games are good up until that one. Like
boards or anything.
This isn't a nod to Lil Wayne or anything, but all his games are good up until that one that Lil Wayne was in.
I don't know. I had stopped playing them because it got more and more away from the roots of
pure skateboarding.
Yeah, and I think people. I mean, I'm not mad because I understand that they need more, but it's just kind of like it was getting out of hand for me. Something I didn't really necessarily want to do. So yeah, but the first three, The first three, I have I have 2 and 3 physical copy, and then the first one I have, and I put on the PlayStation. I put Castlevania on the PlayStation, um, an Inuyasha game, and a few other ones. I put Crash and Spyro, 2 on there for her, and so yep. Which your next one?
Tekken 3. I love all the Tekkens just because it's button smash mania. Just you gotta randomly hit buttons.
Tekkens was so dope, man.
You just had a button smash and hope for the best.
So I got a story for you. So I was a young kid, and my mom had this rental property that she would lease out to people to live in, and I think some family had it this one time, but I had went up the street and they had a PlayStation, and he was like, "You ever play Tekken?" I was like, "Yeah, I played Tekken." I was like, "You don't got Tekken?" He was like, "Yeah, I got the new Tekken." I was like, "What? No, you don't." I think it was maybe 2. Uh, which one was it? It was the one with the little turtle. It was the one with the turtle that had debuted, the turtle looking thing. I can't remember what his name was, but because I'm running from the past, but uh, that had came out, and I had just played the crap out of that for some hours, man. Like I didn't even go home. I was just there. I didn't eat. I was just stuck on Tekken. And then they was like, "You can come back anytime and play," but I never did. I don't even remember why. I must have got stuck on Lion King or Super Nintendo. Yeah, the little dinosaur dude. Yep. What's his name? Guillaume. So
G-O-N something.
Oh, Gone?
Yeah.
Gone?
Something weird.
So, okay, yeah. But Tekken is what's up, man. Have you played how many in the series have you played?
I think I played them all.
Even the newer ones?
Not in the last couple of years.
Okay.
Just because I've been stuck on. Last year I was stuck on Spider-Man and God of War and
the problem with games like that is they split them up on all the systems, so it's hard to play them all and keep up with them.
I played Tekken before I played Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I don't know, because I know I played Street Fighter first. Street Fighter was first. Street Fighter 2. And then Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. And then I believe it was either Mortal Kombat and then Tekken, or Tekken and Mortal Kombat. But I was playing games all throughout whenever I was young, so
right.
It's hard to.
That was the babysitters back in the day.
Oh well, that's what we would get all the old systems.
No, I mean like. Mom would sit us in front of the PlayStation.
Oh,
and she would go outside.
Oh, that is
talk.
the babysitter.
That is the babysitter.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even the babysitter. It was just like, man, it's so dope. It was so dope.
We didn't have 700.
I'm getting juiced now. Like I can go play something.
We didn't have 700 TV channels and DVD players.
No, I don't know about all that. But we had game systems though, because we,
that kept us entertained.
Mm-hmm. We only had one. That's all we had. I know at one point in time we had a Sega Genesis, a gray Game Boy that took the 4 batteries, and then we had
battery drainer.
We had a Super Nintendo, and then after and a Game Gear. We had a Game Gear because I took that to school a few times, and I played Sonic and Earthworm Jim on that hoe.
Earthworm
Jim. That's not none of my honorable mentions. My next and final one is probably my favorite ones ever. I didn't play this, so I played this around the GameCube, PS2, Xbox One, the first Xbox era. But it is a PS1 game, and it is Gundam Battle Assault 2. So I've always loved Gundam and all the animes that you got to see on Toonami, just because there was cartoons and then there was anime. And I discovered anime at like 7, something like that, 8. So whenever we discovered anime, we was just rolling hard on it for years. And then whenever they came out with like Naruto and Bleach and all that, I kind of fell off. But lately, I've been catching up, and I call them, but that's a whole nother story. But I love Gundam. I put Gum Dum. Okay. Wow. But I love Gundam so much because uh, we loved the hand to hand or the fighting games like
Right.
that, and it's this game is just a whole other type of experience. It's like robots, and whenever you get used to it and the combos and stuff, it's just a fluidity. It's just like fighting with a regular person on a game. The graphics are so crazy good for a PS1 fighting game. Just like all the detail they put into just the fight, like whenever you're taking damage, something will pop up on the screen, or just the animation. Whenever you go do the special, the person comes up and it has the actual voice actors from the show, and just it's just a really good game. And my brother had borrowed it from his buddy, and this was whenever I was like super young, so I couldn't do anything anyway. So I told him, I was like, you gonna go to work and I'm gonna have beaten this whole game and unlocked every Gundam. And he was like, I believe you until you get to the end, because there's one final Gundam that you can't get until you unlock everybody else. And it's just a whole bunch of, back then, you know how it was, like you didn't have add-ons and DLC content. You had to actually
virtual currency where you can buy shit.
Yeah, so you had to actually go in and play all the different like survival mode, arcade mode, single mode, versus mode. It's all that. So I had went through, and within that day I had beat it all and got all the characters. He shit, but I was just like, this game is addicting to me. It's crazy dope. And it got to a point where even Marcus is just like, no. I showed him my guy, and he was just like, I don't care. I'm never playing you, because I can get this the Wing Gundam, and he got like this double rifle, and they'll see it, and it's just like a beam, 2 beams, and you just keep doing it. You could do it in the air, you could do it on the ground, you could do it aiming up when they jumping. It's just like dang near
destroying people.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to beat when you got a seasoned veteran like me. I haven't gotten into it like whenever I first got it, because I've been catching up on beating other stuff. But so my first honorable mention is Final Fantasy VIII, and that was such a long process that I only seen the story being played out whenever I was younger, and then I had to go back through whenever I was older and beat it on my own. But my brother had played that one, and I had the music in it is good, the story in it, the gameplay, like, so the jump that they do from Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy VIII will make you like literally shit your pants. You like, there's no way, and I'm like, way, there is a way, because one was made in like the early '90s, and the other one was made later.
Right.
And it's just like, well, they by then they had went through Crash Bandicoot and stuff enough to where, like, you know, SquareSoft had came out with it. So, but that's my honorable mention. I love Final Fantasy VIII. 3-discer. What's yours?
3-discer. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Like I said earlier, it's just Tony Hawk's games. He just, like, he would release something new, and then by that next game, it's perfected. And he kept rolling with that until like 360. That's when his game started to fall off.
Yeah, I think I had watched he was having an interview, and he was just talking about the whole, like, his whole career, but the interviewer asked him about the games, and he had admitted, like, eventually it kind of just went a whole different other way, and it kind of just fell off. But they were working on, at the time, a mobile app game for the phone for Tony Hawk, so he's still doing this thing and stuff with it. So, but it was always good, and it always looked good, and most of them always played. And I think they tried to get it more and more realistic, but it was just like the unrealisticness at times was like the fun part too. Like people appreciated not being able to go space jump and stuff, but at the same time, I like it being just playing out hard and you going against your buddy in a game of horse or high score or whatever. And
high score is the one that we played for hours.
Yeah. We played it for hours with and without cheats on.
Right.
So yeah, Tony Hawk is just, and 3 actually was the best one, but 2 just to me is just all around just like one of my favorite ones. So for sure. But so do you think that you'll stick with trying to get a regular PlayStation or get a classic?
I mean, eventually I plan, like I said, to get all the systems, but I would probably get the classic, just so I can actually play it.
Do you think you would collect any actual physical copies, like any more? Because we showed some of them, and I'm gonna have pictures up of your games, but you just forgot them at home. So, but do you think you'll make like a bigger library of games?
I mean, I think
start a thing.
I think eventually, if I get PlayStation games, like I said, it's going to be those nostalgic ones, just so I have them. Like honestly, I might get NASCAR because that was the only game Tommy and I played.
If you
I'm
get
talking
NASCAR,
about full on pedals and steering wheel that you had to put on your lap and under your legs so you can steer and stuff.
If you get that, you should try Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. Good game.
Right.
Good game.
Well, hopefully with the PS5 coming out next year, they're saying that you can play PlayStation 1 games on there. Like the PS Now thing, they said they're going to explode it when the PS5 comes out.
Okay.
Like every game that they've ever came out with is going to be on the PlayStation Now, so you can play.
That's what's up.
If that's true, that'll be worth it. I'll pay
20. $30,
honestly, with all them games. But I would rather it to be like they should
$30
do it.
a month. I wish they would just do
they should do it like they did their PlayStation Plus, where you pay $60
a month, 6 months, or a year.
Yeah.
Like just do that.
They were smart.
And just make a deal on it. Because I think that would be best.
Yeah.
Because let me see, $20. That's a lot. $20 every month. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Whenever you can just kind of collect the certain ones you actually want, and then just get that from time to time. Because if you get it for 6 months and you do like every other month, you could play other games, but I don't think anybody has like that time whenever you got, like, when you have a bunch of systems, it's just something you're going to want to come back to.
Right.
So, but let us know, you guys, in the comments, any PlayStation games that you like, and if you plan to get a classic now. I heard that they're still out there for $20 or just really cheap, and some people get a flash drive on Amazon that has like all the games and just a whole spread and a whole kind of modded out type of situation that looks completely different than just the basic background and everything. So and check out Young Two Tons on the Culture Skull. Go clickety click, likely like, subscribe, and share the love a little bit, and do the same thing for old Davester and Young Fett's Frequency. You guys take it easy and keep it chill, right, Tom?
Yeah.